Good morning, Tim. Thanks very much for joining us today. How are you going?
Yeah, good, Damien. How about yourself?
Excellent today. Tim, tell the audience what you do, and I think that will give people a really good understanding.
Yeah, look, I'm a foreign exchange advocate, Damien. Now, I've worked in banks and I've also worked for foreign exchange brokerage, and there's a lot of dirty tricks out there. And they really do take advantage generally of people who don't understand the foreign exchange market. So I've now wedged myself between them. I have clients who come to me. I represent them with banks and brokers to make sure they get a fair deal. And generally, they don't even pay for my service.
And so, in terms of your service and what that looks like in the marketplace, are there any other advocates like you as well in the marketplace? Is it a growing thing, or you're pioneering this thing?
Look, I anticipate that it could grow because as far as I know, I invented the industry. I haven't come across anyone else. Most people either work for an existing foreign exchange company or they work for a bank. And I've just positioned myself there where if someone comes to me, I'll introduce them to the broker or I'll negotiate with the bank on their behalf. But the main thing is that I'm there representing the client, making sure that they get a fair deal.
And with that fair deal, I guess there's plenty of opportunities in businesses that don't quite understand foreign currency, and you're really bridging that gap between and providing them that understanding. Is that about right?
Yeah, look, absolutely. Look, I find that most people are really good at what they do and they know their industry's back to front. And it's a bit like I don't know how to service a car. So I go to a mechanic and I hope that they do a great job and they give me a fair deal. But do I even know? And most say if you're an importer or an exporter, unless you spend a lot of time educating yourself about foreign exchange, you just put trust in the people that you're working with. And there's so many dirty tricks foreign exchange people use, especially once they've got a new client on board.
Yes.
There's a trick called the honeymoon and wind out, where they give you this great rate to attract your business from a bank. And the banks have quite wide margins. Some of them could be in excess of 5%.
Yes.
So on $1 million transfer, a bank could be making $50,000. And the clients are often unaware. They don't understand that there's a retail price and a wholesale price when it comes to foreign exchange.
Yes.
So in the honeymoon and wind out, a broker will give them a great deal first up, but they know they've been with a bank for a long time. So they know that they don't really understand foreign exchange. And over time, they wind that margin out. And sometimes it can even get close to bank margins. I've seen some Forex brokers do that. But as long as they stay a bit cheaper than the bank, their new client will stay with them.
And what do you see? What the potential challenges are for you in this space? Do you see clients not having trust in a third party? Where are those challenges?
It's not so much the third party. There's a few challenges. One of the biggest challenges is banks and foreign exchange brokers. Generally, the companies have really deep pockets that are advertising on radio and print media and that, and they get the exposure. It really comes down to the individual. Don't get me wrong, not everyone's a dirty dog in the Forex industry, but there's enough of them out there to give them a bad rep. And the other thing is, if you're an import company and you have the word import in your name, and people who are looking at this, they'll get it. What happens in Forex, they usually just Google any company that has the word import in their name, and they will have been inundated with calls from Forex brokers. So by the time they meet me, they've already prejudged me, not knowing that what I do is different. But they're sick to death of the cold calling. And I mean, I don't know about you, the reason I network is I won't entertain a cold call. So how can I expect someone to entertain mine? And not only that, cold calling is the easiest way to get scammed if you listen to someone on the phone. And I've seen it in Forex, people just disclosing full financial details to someone they've only spoken to on the phone, and they really wouldn't even know if they're in their own country or not, or whether they're legitimate or not in a lot of cases.
Where do you see the future of this? Do you see this really growing and this advocacy becoming really, really popular? I guess this very similar way it's become popular in the property market.
Well, possibly. I pretty much stole their model to apply it to this because I've dealt with real estate agents myself. And when I met my first vendor advocate, I thought, this is amazing. And they got buyers advocates as well. And I thought, this is just such a great thing. And then someone actually suggested I could do it for Forex. I'm like, you know what, that is a brilliant idea because I don't know real estate and I don't know if I'm getting the wool pulled over my eyes or what fair fees are. And it's the same with foreign exchange. I could see it getting applied to a lot of industries.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And Tim, as we like to always end our episodes of Who's Penny, do you have a useless talent?
Look, I hope one day it's not useless, but I love writing. I love fiction writing. People don't notice about me. I've actually got a book that I haven't even looked at for nearly 10 years. It's sitting under my bed. It's sitting at 145,000 words, and I've just got to do the final edit. So I'd call it useless for now because I spent a lot of time doing it. I haven't done anything with it. But if I get published on the next J.K. Rowling or Dan Brown or something like that, or Stephanie Meyer, well, we'll be looking back this going, it wasn't so useless.
No, absolutely not. And what about, do you have any old trends that you'd like to come back?
You know, I used to enjoy the schoolyard games, and some of them aren't politically correct now. Most of them are banned. So we'd play British Bulldog, we'd play Brandy, we'd hit someone with a tennis ball, down ball, and even Kish Chasey was a favourite of mine, but I don't think it's very politically correct nowadays.
But we did have fun. We did have fun playing those when we were growing up. So great to see that you do have some trends, and I think the fiction writing is actually not that useless, and I think it's very valuable. But Tim, thanks very much for joining us today, and we'll be chatting soon.
Cheers, Damien. Have a great day.
Excellent.